and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so excited for you. And now your hard work and perseverance has paid off. You finally will get paid to get up early in the morning, go to a place you'd rather not be, do work you'd rather not do, and look forward to hanging out with your friends on your off hours. All right, so I have a little disclaimer here. The thing that drives my love for these graduates and our relationship and the things that I do for my community is a result of my belief in God. And these young people know that about me, and I think they would be very disappointed in me if I changed my message to be politically correct. I'm not here to preach or to convince people to believe one way or the other. I simply intend to share my heart with my friends of the class of 2012, as they have invited me to do. So, I will be mentioning the name of God, but it's okay. I've consulted my attorney, and he's read my speech, and he has assured me that it is constitutionally kosher. So, friends of the graduating class of 2012, thank you so much for inviting me to be the one to give you this speech of hope and inspiration as you move into the next phase of your life. You and I have a very special relationship, and it's one that will last beyond the borders of this town, and it will follow you into the future no matter where you go. I will always love you, and I will always remember you in my prayers. I consider you my friends. We have spent a lot of time together hanging out on Saturday nights, doing fundraisers, community service projects, and going on excursions together. We have shared meals together, we have cried together, we have prayed together, but most of all, we have laughed together. Austin Gomez can make anybody laugh at any moment. Brandon Hall, too. As I have watched you grow over the past 4 years, I have been composing a letter in my mind of the things I would say to you on this momentous occasion, your graduation. I really wanted to be able to share this letter with you as your commencement speaker, but I actually never told anybody that desire. A few months ago, I had been talking about graduation with a friend, and it got me thinking about the commencement speech again. So when I was in my car all by myself, I actually said these words out loud. I said, God, I want to speak at their graduation so bad, but if you want me to speak, then please make them ask me. So you can imagine how emotional I was when I got the call inviting me to speak. So this is indeed a very special day for me. And class, pay attention, because that means God has a message for you as well. When I started Linfield in August of 2010, there was a formal assembly for the entire freshman class. The speaker told us that we had been invited to dine at a banquet table that is full of good things. He was talking about the opportunities that Linfield would offer us as students and as members of our community. I loved the image of a banquet table that went on for miles and miles as far as the eye could see, and it was piled high with beautiful food, and it was yours for the taking. As the speaker described this banquet table and the opportunity to partake, or not, I found myself thinking about you guys. I wanted to tell you about this banqueting table, that it has been prepared for you. I want you to know that you have a right to partake of this glorious food. Obviously, I'm speaking metaphorically, and for those of you who didn't pay attention in English class, that means I'm telling you a story with pictures. And the banquet table represents the possibilities that are yours for the taking, and they are wonderful possibilities. I want you to know that you too have been given an invitation, and you have a right to enjoy the fruits of this world. Just because you come from a small town, that does not mean that you have to be excluded. It only means you will appreciate it much more. But be forewarned, as you begin this great adventure, Your greatest enemy will be discouragement and doubt. If you let it take up residence in your mind, you will never try new things, you will never accomplish your desires, and you will never reach for greatness. Discouragement has many faces. It could be a boss, it could be a girlfriend, a boyfriend. Unfortunately, it could be a mom or a dad, a teacher, or a coach. And discouragement will tell you that you are not smart enough, good enough, rich enough, or pretty enough. But discouragement is a liar. You are not an accident or a freak of nature. Each one of you was born at this time, in this place, for a specific purpose. I know most of you pretty well, and I know that you possess what it takes to make your dreams come true. The road to greatness will not always be easy, but if you keep moving forward and keep looking for ways to make your dreams come true, it will happen. And you will grow as a person with the ups and downs. In fact, I would argue that it's through the hard times that you will grow the most. And I'm reminded of Jacob Wrench. For those of you who don't know, basketball is very important to Jake. In his senior year, many of us were looking forward to Jacob shining on the basketball court. But unfortunately, a chronic shoulder problem kept him out of the game for most of the season. But Jake continued to show up every day for practice and cheer for his teammates at every single game. And Jake, I know that it was hard for you to sit on that bench for all those games, but when the coach put you in at the beginning of the last game of your high school career, shoulder brace and all, and the team that would go on to be the state champs stood back and let you take one final layup, that was the most memorable moment I have ever witnessed. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house. It's easy to celebrate when you are the star of the show and part of a winning team, but when you can celebrate even though you don't get to play and your team is not winning, that is true character. So friends, don't be discouraged when life isn't going the way you planned. Keep showing up every day and keep your head high, and one day things will turn around for you and you will have your moment to shine. The road to your dreams may take longer than you would like, and it will require sacrifice and great faith, especially when things seem impossible. You may think that your dream is impossible, but I have a story to tell you that I hope will inspire you to never give up on your dreams. Don't think of reasons why it can't happen. Find ways to make it happen. Since graduating from high school, I have discovered my purpose, and I have a dream that many would say is an impossible dream. I grew up in a very small town of Gaston, which had a population of about 600 people. I moved to Yamaha Carleton my junior year and graduated from Yamaha Carleton High School with a GPA of 1.8. I am not proud of that GPA, but it is an important part of my story. The first 40 years of my life have prepared me for this time, this place, and this purpose. My purpose is to inspire young people to dream big and achieve their greatest potential. My dream is to build a multi-million-dollar program that will open the doors of the world to the young people in the West Valley. And yes, I did say millions. If I was going to ask for millions of dollars, I thought I'd better get a degree which would qualify me to manage that kind of money. But when I looked into going back to school, it was going to cost $120,000 and it was going to take me 8 years. Remember, I was in my 40s. So I wouldn't have had time to pay back all that school debt. I just couldn't do that to my family. So I thought, well, maybe school's not the route I'm supposed to take. And yet, I was sure that I was supposed to return to school. So I let that dream go for about a year, and I kept feeling this tug on my heart to return to school and to focus more on the youth program. I had heard about a scholarship through the Ford Family Foundation, and I decided to apply. I didn't think I really had a chance of getting the scholarship. But as I wrote the essays where I had to describe my dreams and my desire to impact my community, I was convinced that I was to quit my job as a paralegal and focus on building this youth program. I thought my husband would think I'd lost my mind, but he actually agreed with me. So in April of 2010, I gave my notice to the attorneys I was working for. I didn't know if I was going to get the scholarship or if school was part of my future, but I had a clear vision and it felt right. Remember, I said that pursuing your dreams takes faith when things look impossible. On the very day that I gave my notice, my husband called to tell me that he had some bad news. The company he was working for had just filed bankruptcy, and he didn't know when he was going to get paid next. This could easily have scared me into staying on the wrong path and abandoning my dreams. But I knew God had given me this vision for helping the young people in our community, and I had faith that it would all work out. And it did. With the help of family and friends, we made it through the rough times. A month later, I received a letter inviting me for an interview at the Ford Family Scholarship Office. In the interview, I told them about my dreams for the youth in this community. 4 days after that, I received a letter telling me, "Congratulations, we believe in your dream and we want to help you make that come true by paying your tuition to Linville College." And I'm very excited to tell you that good things do happen if you work hard and if you keep trying. This awkward country girl who barely graduated with a 1.8 just finished her sophomore year at Linville College with a 3.5 GPA. And the only reason it wasn't a 4.0 is because I hang out with you guys way too much. I have a dream for the people of the West Valley. I dream of a place of hope and prosperity. I know it's a crazy dream, but my dream includes a recreation center with basketball courts, volleyball courts, soccer fields, and yes, a swimming pool. It will be a place where young people say, when I go to college, not if I go to college. I dream of a place that no longer says, that's impossible. I know many would say that my dream is impossible, but I thought going back to college was impossible. In conclusion, my prayer for you, my friends, is this. I pray that you will find your purpose, no matter how long it takes. I pray that you will dream impossible dreams. I pray that you will think of me in those moments when you are feeling discouraged and unworthy. Remember how I loved you, unconditionally and unceasingly. And I actually want to restate that. Remember how I loved you and how I believed in you, unconditionally and unceasingly. Remember where the love ultimately comes from. I have shared with you before that I believe my life is a love letter to you from God, through me, and I've had the great privilege of being His vessel. I remember making a comment once when I said, "It's crazy how much I love you guys." And Brandon Hall said, "That's because it's God's love." So friends, carry that love in your hearts as you discover your purpose, and don't let anything keep you from accomplishing your dreams. And I hope that a few of you will come back and help me manage my program and inspire a whole new generation of dreamers. May God richly bless each one of you. Thank you.